Alright folks, welcome back. It is day 9 with Elemental Exiles. Uh more topical news. Since the last time we spoke, which was yesterday, right? Um it's been a little unprecedented experience. I forgot to mention this before. This is probably the first time have ever been voluntarily trusted with evaluating or testing or making content for a game prior to its launch and be across the launch period, right? Especially having the opportunity to talk to the developer himself. So, in this light of things, it looks like I'm filling out what I like to do during this time. So, I did mention yesterday, I was going on a little slight diatribe or rant about how, like, launch reviews and pre-launch reviews maybe like hinting at the current state of how indie developers garner like word of mouth or optics on their games, right? And I feel like I want to seize that opportunity maybe for future things. Since I don't typically do initial impressions, it's kind of sort of against my, how you say, oh there Blair, hello, welcome. So it's sort of against my predilections. Perhaps if I were incredibly encouraged or obligated to make an initial impressions, that might be it. I don't know if I ever want to do this professionally, or because it's a very sticky political situation, right? However, since this is my first time, and I really appreciate that Daniel basically just said, hey, here's a key. I see that you like or have played such a game, and I basically have no advertisement or anything that suggested that I review games or do anything of that matter, and I garner little to zero influence when it comes to playing video games and making indie, like, I play indie games because I choose voluntarily to use them as learning experiences. Perhaps one day also collaborating on a video game of my own. It's on the bucket list in my 40s. However, with that said, since this unprecedented moment, not perhaps I'll make a precedence for future things. I might do this maybe casually or something. So with that in mind, I've been tracking. I tend to try to do my due diligence to review what's going on in the game sense. So it's been one day post-launch, and yesterday I already read like early reviews, like the other curator reviews, and we have a new one. It's not booming, obviously, in contrast to say Black Myth Wukong, which I had been scavenging and looking and reading behavioral trends and all that stuff, right? I like keeping up to date with my topical news. So while we're on the subject of Elemental Exiles, usually in the beginning of each ongoing session with games, I like to review patches, right? The last time I had access to a game or have been sponsored, so to speak, like given a game copy was Wagotabi. But Wagotabi is still on its soft launch phase. So until then, I'll wait for another major update and continue doing that. And before that, in the roguelike deck builder situation, it was battle bands. However, battle bands, it was after launch. So lots of feedback already happened, you know, that's I don't personally want to add to the deluge of reviews. In this case, though, it's a bit unprecedented because largely I'm at the beginning. So perhaps I would like to set a precedence for certain things that, in my opinion, produces a humanizing and fairness to the developer and potential ignorance that may come about due to the hustle and bustle of, I don't know, content creation meets development. The reason why I say that as a disclaimer is because the comment or the reviewer that I'm going to kind of paraphrase without mentioning the person's name or whatever they work with, you can go check it out on the Steam store page if you want. It's public. The person is part of I imagine, a professional reviewer group, so take it whether you will. I will be making commentary on that in a little bit, just to start these game sessions, because I like the idea of critical assessments and, spending time interacting and humanizing certain things, largely due to my nature of finding out that, being surrounded by dehumanizing elements nowadays, right? I mean, not too long ago, 2 days ago, I was told that I should trade off my investment in people by trend chasing to reduce people to numbers effectively. So I must not be communicating that very appropriately. So in the future, I'll be more direct and more aggressively communicating that there's plenty of people trend chasing now. That's great. I'm not going to touch that. The idea is, if you like what I do, I suppose, and you think that I should deserve or be entitled to a lot of subscribers, the question I would like to reflect most of the time is, personally, I think whoever's here with me are worth all those subscribers. That's just my thought. A different mindset, different goals. With that said, that also parallels my non-ambition, my lack of ambition to be like this proliferative game reviewer person who becomes like a representative of some like indie roguelike things. I will often try my best unconditionally when someone solicits me in good faith. That's the best I can offer. I don't want to like industrialize it or make it a manufacturing thing, because I mentioned that largely the reviewer that I'm going to read from is one of those individuals, in my opinion. So if it isn't, they can make a public statement, because what I'm going to say is 100% only collecting on the objective errors in that person's reviews, not their subjectivity, because they are entitled to their subjectivity. All right, so before we start, yesterday I noticed that the game got patched, and Daniel was able to release the official patch notes for 1.1 after my stream yesterday, so we can go over them now. And some of my suspicions were confirmed, and I absolutely love that he addressed something that I personally thought maybe need a little tuning. Although, here's the catch. Daniel actually went and did something different to address it. And that's what I love about like people who take feedback but also have alternative ideas and synthesize feedback. Because the way he addressed it, I didn't notice it, but it actually explains a lot about yesterday's run. So I'm pretty sure this patch was released yesterday when I was playing under it. I didn't check in this game, it doesn't show what version it's on. Like, usually at the title screen, in one of the corners, there should be a version on it. I would have to check on the Steam, my Steam client and whatnot. However, let's look at this patch notes. So the card gallery was added. That's how I know that I was probably on that edition, on this version yesterday, because the card gallery got added, which is a welcome thing. Daniel also went to clarify that card discovery does not require a choice, so you don't have to like actually literally have in your deck to add it to the glossary. That's how do I say it? That's very extra. I think that's fantastic. So card is legitimate card discovery as opposed to card acquisition. And that's a big distinction between a lot of other games that would require you to literally acquire the card. And there are times when there are a series of encounters and whatnot that you have to go through constantly to try to gain access to the cards, right? To literally pick up the cards. And it can even be an impediment to runs, like, oh yeah, I have to pick this up because I have to make it work now, and that kind of thing. So Daniel literally clarified in the patch notes, oh, you don't actually need to choose it. As long as it shows up somewhere, it'll be added, right? Excellent. And then we had the danger level tracker, ever informative. And he clarified that any exploration and random battles contribute to the danger tracker. That's in like the middle of the top screen. Fantastic. And here is a catch that we'll keep in mind for a little bit when I get to the reviewers' comments. This is a pre-release reviewer, by the way, so I imagine Daniel approached that person fairly similar to me, where it's like, here's the Steam key, please try my game, and tell me what you think, right? It's in contrast. So by popular demand, which I noticed yesterday right at the end of the stream in setting, there's a very hard mode added, as in by popular demand, or like as requested. People wanted the scaling to be harder or higher, so the HP and the damage is even higher, you know? And he even made a fun comment. He said, I won't be using it personally, but you guys who requested it, have fun. Like me personally, normal is very, very fantastic. Sometimes I might splurge on hard on very specific archetypes, which will go into the review as well, because very specific archetypes are far more passively relevant than others, like Yip, for like a harder scaling thing. Now, there were some balance changes, and I want to specifically just highlight a specific ones that I either wasn't expecting, or they were addressing some of the things that were ever present for me. So, one of them was the frequency of encountering elemental enemies. Elemental enemies have the counterattack. So, apparently, I didn't quite notice this, but maybe that's what explains. Apparently, there's more frequency in in enemies as opposed to like other enemy types. So, reducing that means that you might encounter the counter type enemies less frequently. So that addresses some of the constant attrition from counter attacks. That's a fantastic way to go about it. And in addition, Daniel decided to drop the health pool of those mobs. And that is a fine tweak. So then your skills that are supposed to be single target and blasting, you can take them out without getting punished as hard by feeling like all your attacks are triggering the counter attack. Because the scaling between very large bomb attacks, which are like 3 costing a lot of times, and the multi attacks tend to be not that scaling distinguishable. You have to really set up for it. And my workaround was I get direct damage items and then pop them, right? So in this case, his adjustment to the pool and lowering the frequency, in my opinion, is a great workaround as well. My thought was to make counterattacks not be unblockable attacks, to address the whole blessing thing, right? Because a counterattack is more of a retaliation. An attack that's unblocked is initiated by the attacker. So if the enemy is attacking, then counterattacks are not a form of attack. However, since both attacks are treated as attacks, it's a gain of action. So every time you make an action, they gain an action without having to do anything. That's why the counterattack feels like an initiated attack because of the blessing. Generally, that's unfavorable, in my opinion, when there's a huge disparity between the player's actions and the monster's action. And I use the phrase gain of action a lot of times in roguelike deck builders or deck builders in general. like when you get a card and stuff, and it helps you gain an action, as in more energy, which leads to more actions, or you have a passive that is procced, to me, that's a gain of action, as in your character ends up being able to do more with fewer actions available, like with fewer actions. Like they can put up a shield that hurts anyone who attacks them. Anytime someone attacks you, you're gaining an action. You're actually affecting the enemy. So you're moving forward with one action, but it has a potential to do two things. That kind of thing. And comboing is technically a gain of action. Basic cards that says like deal 5 damage, that's one action. However, it says deal 5 damage unless the last card. Basically, this game is built around that. It's all about taking non-basic cards and getting one action plus one action. The cards themselves don't scale on tier, which we'll come back to, which is relevant to the reviewer's nearsightedness. So for that's gone. And even more so, I was surprised that he lowered some of the encounters that were kind of brutal. I can kind of see that. I did get robbed by the very encounter that he said, the person that stole 100 gold. I totally got robbed of all my gold. That happened. So that's funny. And also he reduced some very tanky characters, and I think I encountered some of those characters, although I don't think they're that tanky, really. So there are some balance changes. So thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Daniel, for clarifying. Yesterday's run was indeed a lot more agreeable, and I think I only encountered like 2 elemental conditions. It was a little hairy, but I fought a lot. Alright, so with that, it's been 17 minutes. Let's go on to the topical subject of the day. And that is, there are more reviews for Daniel's games. And here, yesterday I spoke about how Slay the Spire can be both an asset out of ignorance or a detriment out of ignorance. So what I mean by that is, in this day and age, there's a lot of hyper-categorization, right? And hyper-categorization leaves room for needing to explain things, right? That's fair. It's efficiency, right? Efficiency. If you say this game is like another game, it cuts through a lot of, gristle. Like lots of the fluff, right? If you say it's this like this, that's great, right? Now, what I want to advise concern about hypercategorization is how reductive it can be to someone's mindset and expectations. So if someone is constantly saying and believing that they say this game is Slay the Spire, for example, a Slay the Spire clone, then one has to become aware and or at least encouraged to be self-aware that that will pave your confirmation bias and your objectivity. It will weigh on that. And whether you choose to acknowledge it or not, that's fair. That's up to you. However, not being aware of it makes one incredibly unprofessional, and also unintentionally spreading misinformation. I'm not saying you can't be biased and you can't hyper-categorize. You can most certainly do those things with the professional courtesy that you have the self-awareness to understand that you might be seeing what you want to see and misinterpreting actual facts. So, while there are more reviews, the good reviews have like 30 to 40% erroneous information as well. However, since they're good, sometimes you're like, I guess ignorance is bliss. And I encountered some of those things. However, I didn't write a review until I haven't written a review yet. I didn't review something when I'm not quite sure how the thing's going. These individuals maybe had a deadline and they wanted to release something before the game launch because they're marked with pre-release review. So that's fair enough. they didn't reach a deadline. However, they type and talk and write as though they knew that was a fact. And even the good reviews, like the reviews with thumbs up, the favorable reviews, have erroneous information in them. And some of these people foreseeably advertise as though they do it professionally or do it as like a gig, right? So that is a little disheartening, a little disappointing. Nevertheless, we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the first not recommended review, right? So this individual has played the game for 5.5 hours. That's reasonable. I think that's reasonable. Sort of. I'll get in more to that. The cons that they are obviously also highlight that their 5.5 hour playtime would be vastly inexperienced with this game. So their cons of the game will diminish and deflate their review already. And it's at the time of this conversation, 2 people found that review helpful. So let's see what is exactly helpful about this game from this reviewer, right? The summary, the punchline of this reviewer suggested that the card game that takes inspiration from Slay the Spire. No arguments there. That is most definitely it. That's kind of a null sentence or punchline because this game has cards. It has life bars. And like where does it end, right? What else does this game inspire off of? Every other deck builder you might have seen that is a gold standard. There are elements of Monster Train. There are elements of Across the Obelisk. So, and this person's name and career and profile suggests that they play a lot of roguelike games. They actually specifically state that they have a predilection for roguelike games. So making a comment like card games that take inspiration from Slay the Spire is, in my opinion, is very, very unprofessional. As in suggesting that out of all your infinite experiences, you decided to choose only one. And the most stereotypical one, the gold standard, admittedly, Mega Crit is amazing. And Daniel even expressed, including myself, we're a fan of Slay the Spire, right? And there are certainly inspirations from Slay the Spire. But using that as your punchline is incredibly unprofessional, in my opinion, or short-sighted. It's actually kind of selling the reviewer short, in my opinion. All right, so let's get to the pros. There are only 2 pros in this list, and just as a contrast, there are 8 cons. And now, and as a preface to this reviewer, pros and cons mean what I like and what I don't like, and what I know, and I don't care what I don't know. And just keep that in mind, because this person isn't in the art of, in my opinion, reviewing something by finding out how it works. It's reviewing something based on impression, right? And that kind of leads to my talk about maybe this is supposed to be an initial impression. It always seems like listing pros and cons in that way seems subjective. Yeah. So we have to keep that in mind, right? I'm not saying this person is doing it maliciously or intentionally. My interpretation is that I must set my mindset that this person is treating pros and cons as subjectively what they consider as opposed to like listing, oh, here are the features, this is what the game does, this is what the game does, and whatnot. They do try to do that to some extent. So here are the 2 pros. There are 12 characters to try. True. And are unlocked after reaching certain parts of the map and beating the characters or meeting a certain requirement, like killing 20 specific enemies. True. As in, I feel that Daniel has covered instead of making unlocking a very specific narrow combinations of like things, which There are games I absolutely love that took a while to unlock certain things. Like hats off to Faster Than Light. Easily one of my classics. One of the earlier OG indie games that brought the indie scene back, right? Faster Than Light. And you have to go through a huge series of percentage-based events to unlock something, right? Instead, Daniel went with, here are many ways and they will naturally occur. Thanks, fan copy. So there are many ways to unlock these, and guess what? Even when I didn't try to unlock all the characters got unlocked. Like, not even. I couldn't even get through all the characters before they all unlocked. Like, I wasn't even able to play all the characters before all of them are unlocked. So, that is a pro. I guess that is a pro. The second pro. There are keyboard shortcuts to save time. That's the second pro. That's it. That's the end. That's the end of the pro list. Like, for this reviewer. Like, state exactly what the game is advertised to have, and then keyboard shortcuts to save time. Off to a fantastic professional start, in my opinion. By that I mean no. That is almost anemic and disconcerting. All right, so now let's get to the cons. Remember that I'm only just addressing the misinformation, not the subjectiveness. I will read all those comments though. They're very brief because it's a short smorgasbord of harsh general hypercategorization. Okay, first con: sound effects are basic. It's probably an asset library. Daniel is a solo dev. Is it functional? Yes. So, yes, con, maybe it's not for you. Sound effects are functional. There isn't like an attack where like the sound is missing, or like attack and then the sound destroys your ears or anything like that. The feedback, yeah, sound effects are basic. That's understandable. So you get that. The second con, this threw me for a loop. This is in one sentence and one bullet point. Same price as Slay the Spire, but lacks balance and is complete RNG to get a strong deck. Oh, they actually adjusted it, actually. They edited... Wait, did they edit this? I kind of remember it being worse. But, okay. So, first of all... Alright, sure. It's the same price as Slay the Spire. I actually don't know what price of Slay. Let's just say it's true. I'm not going to look it up. Like, they're the same price. But, how does pricing of a game relate to a lack of balance and the RNG necessary to get a strong deck? Are you suggesting that if there's an expensive game that one should expect the ability to win? Or like the ability to understand how the RNG works so you can beat the game? Like, are you suggesting that there's something about monetization? Are you suggesting games are pay to win? Sorry, I'm being a little facetious. I'm gonna reel it back. So, it's the same bullet point, by the way. It's not like two separate bullet points. We're talking about there's a but that relates. Thanks, Fangolem. Goblin. I said Golem. Thanks, Fang. So, I was baffled. I'm a little lost. Like, what is that? Okay, so it's the same price as Slay the Spire. You got it. Does it lack balance? Ooh-wee. That might be subjective, so I'll leave them go. I'll let that fly, because balance can be a form of subjectivity, right? Is it complete RNG to get a strong deck? The answer is no. But then again, I'll concede again. Strong is relative, is a subjective thing, so they don't feel like they're strong enough. What is the strong enough? It's probably strong enough to beat the game, right? Or strong enough to complete the quest. So naturally, goes back to what the patch notes that I said. Keep in mind, people actually requested for very hard. And for me, the 2 runs that I had, they were 1 takes. Like I mulliganed in the beginning because I was too lazy, but Yip and Bob, yesterday's run, it was a 1 take. And 5 turns. Like dead. The bosses. In fact, I am doing it in a way where I only defeat the first boss, farm the entire map, then defeat tons of 1-star bosses, then defeat the 2nd, 3rd, 4th boss immediately. Like I just blitz through 2nd, 3rd, 4th boss. So complete RNG, lack balance, I'm not so sure about that. And by lack balance, I think they're referring to lack balance because they're having trouble with the game. Okay, so whatever that word means, it usually means when something says lack balance is because they can't beat the game, and fair enough. So I won't attack the person for their apparently professional many games played in roguelike genre and probably a lot of deck builders. The third point is that deck synergy is too luck based. That's fair, I guess. Like when they say too luck, that's subjective, so I have no question on that. They follow it up by saying your starting deck will change based on the elemental enemies beaten, and class identity becomes irrelevant based on random cards added to deck, right? So I did get it was pretty obvious. The enemies you fight are the rewards you get. So if you defeat a fire enemy, you'll get a fire reward, right? And because you know that it's a fire enemy, you'll probably likely know what value picks to take. The rewards are predetermined. So not only is it not too luck based, you kind of know what you're looking for based on the enemies you defeat. Now, the question is, does the class identity become irrelevant based on random cards added to deck? Let me tell you. These unique blessings are the edges that differentiates between the character. The scaling in this game is so small. Like, it's very small between things. So these unique blessings are the edge that they have. The reason why Bob and Yip are my first clears are because of their unique blessings. Yip actually has a blessing that is non-distinguishable, except for skills, right? And Bob is dark aligned. So whether this person thinks they're thinking about it from, and then here's my take on it, because they already mentioned Slay the Spire once. They're looking at Slay the Spire as their mindset. They think that all the characters should be archetypically enriched for their mechanics. So naturally, if Bob is dark aligned, one would think, oh, I should have the flexibility to make my entire deck dark aligned, which is largely against the very nature of how the game is advertised, right? So when they say the class identity becomes irrelevant based on random cards, this one is subjective. However, the phrasing would suggest that it's a 0. So I'm okay with the idea when someone says, oh, the class identity may not be as impactful anymore, right? I would agree with that totally. Like the idea of needing to scrounge together a deck, trading off your cards. That's the attrition. That's the main draw of this game. You have to make compromises on your archetype. That is a symptom of Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire is built archetypically, so you build towards archetypes. You don't get pushed away from archetypes, right? So in a way, this person, in my opinion, basically has Slay the Spire comparison over and over again, right? So is it 2 luck based? The answer is no. All the cards are functional. Like, a luck base would be something like, oh, I drew 3 cards and none of them are useful. In fact, it actually, if I had to think historically, I pick a card choice almost 90% of the time. That is not luck based, in my opinion, personally. So this is a subjective. If it is luck based, you would be passing on cards all the time because they're irrelevant. So if you choose that your class identity is irrelevant and you choose to ignore your class identity, like the unique blessing, then of course you won't make it to the end of the game. Like, yeah, you basically ignored, you decided that deck synergy is too luck based, so you maybe even choose not to embrace deck synergy, like try to make deck synergy, and then went for the jack of all trades, which I did try, by the way, and it was mixed bags, right? And I was like, okay, maybe it's a blend of both, but ignoring the unique blessings as though it's irrelevant, hard pass. So that's another con, more like a subjective take. So we're not using pros and cons anymore. This is more like what the person doesn't like about the game, right? Basically anything that doesn't align with Slay the Spire at this point. Too many fights needed to reach final boss, right? Take 1 hour or longer to beat 3 bosses, 1 final boss, and you are required to go through at least 15 fights. So, how are cards majorly rewarded? There is largely one big source of card reward, and that are fights. And 1 hour or so longer, man, that's a short run. But that's fair enough. I don't actually know. Oh yeah, there is a save feature here. So their idea is they're probably thinking, oh, my Slay the Spire runs are less than an hour. So this game should definitely take less than 1 hour to get there. Oh yeah, that's right. Slay the Spire is on a 3-track split track, and like a solo track, but occasional split track things, and you're forced into the direction. And you think about it, it's like, yeah, at least 15 fights, require at least 15 fights. And I start thinking about Slay the Spire, it's like, yeah, that's about 15 fights. So not only am I trying to be fair that there are 3 bosses and 1 final boss. Slay the Spire technically have 3 bosses and 1 final boss, right? And yes, it takes at least 15 fights. You can try to choose not to fight 15. So not only that, I don't know what point of reference this person is thinking of. Are they thinking about like 10 fights? 5 fights? In fact, you can get to the final boss. Slay the Spire has eaten all the genre space. Everything this is compared instead of being its own thing. Yeah, unfortunately. Even the mind of the new game developer. No. I disagree with that in this case. However, that's fair enough for other cases. I'm already making the case that this is not Slay the Spire, but that's fair if that's your opinion. That's fair. If you think so. I actually think that thinking of this game as Slay the Spire is a detriment to people's success in this game. So let's just look at 15 fights. Well, this person's comment would basically describe Slay the Spire. Which yes and no, I suppose. I don't know if this person is saying these things are good or these things are bad, or they're trying to compare or contrast. However, whatever it is, I'll let it fly because it's subjective. My runs do take longer than an hour. There are 4 bosses, and I do actually fight way more than 15 fights. 30 or 40 fights. And I kind of really enjoy the way my approach works in this game. So, subjective, fair enough. And now here's the big bullet point that what is happening doesn't match what the comment is being made. So, easy difficulty was not easy. They reached and they gave a specific example. They reached the final boss on 2 different runs, but lost to higher health and debuffs during the fight. They specifically cited that the boss had over 250 health, and you only had 70 to 80. I needed to process this for a moment. So a con is that the boss has more health and you have less health than the boss. I mean, I get the debuffs thing for sure. Debuffs can be tough, right? How was the boss's debuff? Most of the boss's debuff are equivalent to yours, right? But the boss having more health than you, this person must not like a lot of games, like quite a lot of games. And no, French Ferret, this, in my opinion, this has very little to do with Slay the Spire. In this case, this comment is relevant to any game. And this person is a person who curates, by the way, RPG games, roguelike games, and I forgot what other games they said. But if they're into RPG and they're into like roguelikes, I don't see when do bosses ever have... Okay, I can think of a few examples, but that's really scrapping on by. I can try to be incredibly fair. There are instances that I can think of where the boss has the same health as you, or possibly even less health than you. But generally speaking, if that is a con, and they were expecting that easy difficulty scales the boss down's health all the way down to your health, there's no argument there. I like, it's true. No, it's technically true. The boss has more health than you. And they don't like it. So that's fine, right? I have no criticisms with that. They want the boss to have less health. Fair enough. I wanted to provide some perspective because this, when you have this person review games, if that is a comment for a con, then that will be a comment and a con for any developer who decides a boss having more health, then the player is acceptable, which I humbly would suggest that's like 90+% of games where the bosses have more health than you do. And then next one, Blessing. Blessing is similar to relics from Slay the Spire. They're not, but Blessing is similar to relics from Slay the Spire, but they are not permanent. They usually last only 4 battles, and this defeats the purpose of having or buying them. Legitimately, my runs end with those blessings and cursing. Blessings in general. Like, they are the power play. And I've already demonstrated that multiple times. Especially yesterday's run, when we blitzed through the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th boss. Because I stacked the blessings. I blessing farmed right before doing the bosses. So all my cards cost like half the price. And I was doing like 6 or 7 actions at a time. It's about opportunistic. Like, since things are temporary, you have to understand that you're not playing Slay the Spire. Right. It's really not Slay the Spire. You time all your blessings, right? It's not pick it up, oh, I'm gonna pick the value play and it's permanent. The whole theme of this game is things are not permanent. Even your cards aren't permanent, right? So, and then all the narrative encounters ask you to sacrifice cards or trade off cards. In fact, oftentimes for the detriment for greed play, and I've been bit most of the time, which is pretty funny actually. So no, yeah, they're not similar to Slay the Spire unless you reduce it to its context, like, oh, this boosts 1 damage, that boosts 1 damage. Actually, the vast majority of Slay the Spire's relics don't necessarily just boost damage. So no, not the same. Not the same. Or similar in that matter. And how you use them is not similar as well. You don't pick up a blessing because you can. If you pick up a blessing and inauspiciously use it in combat, then you have no use for that blessing in bosses. So the purpose of having or buying them exists. It actually trivializes all the boss fights a lot of times. Like, man, going into the final boss where 75% of your deck costs 1 less energy is absolutely baller. Like, it's a power trip reward for it. Yesterday, Bob just slapped the heck out of Fred, the Demon Lord. And Yip slapped the heck out of out of Fred as well. So, and largely it's due to blessing. And then last one, and this one is absolutely misinformation and it's come up multiple times, and Daniel has been very grateful to add a tutorial blip about this. In fact, I almost had the same impression, but not because of this. It's due to the combination of things. So I'll explain that in a little bit. This person wrote as a big debuff, as a big concern, and the word debuff, the debuff earlier that said like, the game is not easy because when you reach the final boss, they have higher health and lots of debuffs. The debuffs that they're referring to is also this. Debuffs are permanently added to your deck. To remove them, you need to spend 50 gold or play the debuff card to take damage. Also, you need to constantly block to prevent enemies from adding debuff cards to deck. Okay. Yes, sort of. Oh wait, they actually edited this. Okay, never mind. They did edit the comment. I'm like, originally it didn't say exactly that. So, but okay, debuffs are permanently added to your deck. The word permanently as in like they persist in your deck. They're not permanent, they persist in your deck. And then to remove them, you need to spend 50 gold, which I haven't ever done. Daniel also addressed that comically as well. And then if you play them, you take the damage. That's not true. You play them, but you can negate the damage. And I've done that multiple times. In fact, also there's a mechanic that most people test when you're playing roguelike games and persistent like encounter games, is the idea that can you use and stack all of them and then trade it off. That's a very common thing. Like, oh, okay, well, I have a whole hand of vulnerabilities, right? Lingering vulnerabilities. But should I take the cleanse so I can stack all my vulnerabilities at once and cleanse them, or use like 3 or 4 of them at the same time and end the round immediately? And that still works. Those are techs, by the way, which are classical things that a Slay the Spire fan might pick up, or Across the Obelisk, or Monster Train, or there are a lot of these that use certain techs from an experienced player. So maybe not casual friendly, but perhaps that's where the recommendation is coming from. Also, you have to constantly block to prevent debuffs from adding to your deck. No. In fact, Bob, I ran Bob as a glass cannon, and I just absorbed all of the debuffs. You just blast the enemies as fast as they blast you, and it was reasonable. So you could choose to just brute force through all the debuffs. And there was another comment. I was expecting this person to complain about the lack of healing, but that didn't happen. My last run was a very great example of how to shop, farm, and trade off your health. And constantly doing that. So that's okay. At least now it does say you can play the debuff to remove it by playing the debuff card. Originally, most people thought it was permanent, as in like you can't get rid of it. And I was confused because I didn't realize that I had multiple copies of a debuff. So when I played it, I thought it was still in my deck, but I just had many copies of it. And because I didn't realize the source of the debuff was coming from counterattacks linked to the blessing, which actually Daniel balanced in the 1.1 patch. So that's perfectly alright. Right? And then the last point is progression. Progression is limited. Beating certain amount of enemies does not unlock stronger cards or bonuses. Once again, this is not like Slay the Spire. And so what I think, if I had to, as a Slay the Spire person myself, Monster Train, Across the Obelisk, Grifter, like Griftlands, etc., right? Library of Ruina. There's plenty of other deck builders. The thing that I'm probably getting from this perspective is that cards are not tiered. So there is one classical thing that I think Daniel completely dispensed away from, is the idea of tiering power systems. So, you know, oftentimes you're going to have common, uncommon, rare, maybe even like mythic or legendary picks, right? They are tiered in levels to designate the power creep, like introduce progression in the form of power creep. In this game, it dispenses with that completely. It's largely and ironically built understanding how your class identity works, and you know, the nature system, the elemental system. You are building, and I made a comment about that. It can be off-putting. It was off-putting at first as well. My first thought was, oh yeah, you know what? The mid-game and the late game just doesn't feel like you're quote-unquote making more impactful card choices. And then I started thinking, no, that's definitely part of the design, because as you fight the bosses, they don't scale. Bosses don't, for lack of a better word, spiral out of control. Like, not only do your cards not tier and scale, the boss's cards don't tier and scale either. So the question is, yeah, progression is limited. I agree. That is a subject, you know, it's subjective, but progression is limited because this is more like taking lots of small pieces and maybe possibly making a big mural or something, as opposed to let's get bigger chunks, right? Like if you kill a 3-star boss, one may be rewarded with a 3-star pick, Slay the Spire, Monster Train, Across the Obelisk. But pretty much so far, a lot of games that I've come across, this one does not have a tier system for their power creep. So you don't legitimately have like, oh yeah, this card, that's the legendary pick. Let's keep building. Oh yeah, that's a legendary card. Let's build around this legendary card, right? Gold border. Let me grab this gold border. And I totally get it. It's very off-putting. And my consensus here is, which I'd like to echo from yesterday, if you have Slay the Spire in the brain, it will be a double edge. Some people say, oh, I like things like Slay the Spire, and actually found to come to like the game's chiropractic turn of like things that Daniel decided to do differently, which is very substantial. It's legitimately like 80 to 90% of the experience. So some people use Slay the Spire as a gateway to being introduced to casual deck building, like a different deck building. So they're not so ingrained into Slay the Spire and other things to expect that of it. And in my opinion, That is pretty healthy. However, it's also a double edge. So if you are ingrained into certain principles, then naturally I accept and would concede that things you don't like would be those things. It's longer, arguably, than Slay the Spire. It definitely have fewer, you don't actually have to fight that many times, but the bosses are actually shorter than Slay the Spire on average. In fact, the bosses in Slay the Spire and other games scale incredibly. Like, holy heck, they can go into the stratosphere, and so can you, and that's great. In this game, the boss is like pretty mediocre, and you're pretty mediocre most of the time. You don't have like spiraling millings, like infinite loops and cycling tech, and this game also has combo breakers. As in, what I mean is, there's no combination so far. Even after 26 hours, I have not discovered a manner in which you can pause one thing to trigger another thing, which triggers a third thing. It always ends on the second trigger. So it's 1-2. Like, this game is, 1, and if you're lucky, you get the condition for 2. So you're like, skirting around 1-2 tapping. You're always jab shading, like straight being the harder hitting. So you always set up for a straight, right? Set up for straight, and that's it. There are times where you can spam a lot of things, but they're like 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. It's not Slay the Spire's combo archetype, Monster Train's combo archetype. Across the Obelisk is stacking system. Across the Obelisk is heavily reliant on stacking system. There's no stacking in this. There's a little tiny bit of stacking on this, but those stacks aren't persistent enough for you to scale into Oblivion. Like, if you have 8 stacks, you'll double it to 16 stacks, which then you cycle back and double it to 32 stacks. There are cards that allow you to possibly do that, but the chances of you getting those things rarely ever happen. So it may feel like it's luck based because you think it's not lucky to get those archetypes. Like, I have to emphasize, when you are building an archetype, right? When you are trying to get your ideal deck, which is very customary of other games, that mindset requires the odds of that happening. So the developer gives you the opportunity to do that. In fact, that's kind of why I really enjoy Slay the Spire. You can theoretically and have enough utility to create those very lucky builds. Like, they require a lot of things to happen at the same time, and you can manipulate those. In this game, you have no manipulation of them. Does that mean it's luck based? Well, it's luck based to get a power trip deck, for sure. It's not luck based to beat the game. The first 2 clears, Fred got wrecked in 4 turns, 4 to 5 turns. And I rarely ever did a run where you didn't bulldoze through like 2nd, 3rd, and 4th boss together. Now, in all of that, there are lots of runs that aren't successful. However, I only have time for like 1 or 2 run each day, and it's 1 or 2 run with a new character. So, now I don't know where that's going, but that's one thing that I wanted to highlight. There are some misinformations, but oftentimes these things are double-edged, right? I actually think things like these are very informative to the developer, for sure. Like, Daniel can choose to address these things somehow. There are observations that you can kind of work around, like making a truncated version of the game, like a truncated mode. I've already talked to Daniel a little bit, and he wants to like iron it out, make it functional, and then he wants to go and create new games with all the ideas that didn't make it into the game. So you're probably not going to get these addressed. And if any of these things are helpful to someone, like, oh yeah, okay, the game's too long, then that's fair. The conclusion is, it takes too long to beat a run, not enough card variety combos to be exciting. I can kind of feel that. And then restarting a run without upgraded cards or bonuses is frustrating. This is a roguelike, not a roguelite. But that is a choice the developer has to make, right? And in this case, the developer's roguelite elements are that you know where all the stores are eventually, which is what I did. I foundationally explored all the map because I knew that immediately after the first run, the map exploration is persistent. So that is your roguelite elements, your knowledge of the map. And you don't even have to remember the knowledge of the map. And then you understand all the rewards, how narrative encounters work, the general population. So most of those things are legacy. So restarting without upgraded cards or bonuses, that is a choice they made. They did the quote-unquote slay the spire thing where you are offered reward, like a choice of a starter thing, and that's fair enough. But the map itself is the most valuable thing, and it is a centerpiece. It is also part of the store page. It's a semi-persistent map. You know where all the stores are once you discover them. That's part of the roguelite experience. The more you discover, so I basically uncovered the entire map within the first like few days because that was my goal. You scout, and you play with the system, right? Is it frustrating? This person found it frustrating, so that's kind of a thing. I did not find it frustrating. It actually was my favorite part about the game, where you keep on exploring and seeing where the stores are and whatnot. In fact, now Daniel had added in the recent patch notes blinking hints and stuff where the general position of the stores are, in order to maybe alleviate not having flexibility and whatnot. The stores are a big deal for sure, and it takes too long to beat a run, I guess. I don't know. What is my run right now? An hour and a half to 2 hours, and then my other runs are longer because I read all the dialogue. I like reading little blips and vignettes. So yeah, there are things that it's worth mentioning, and I like reading these things for sure. Like the question is, and then there's a blip like follow my group or the group I work for more reviews like this. And there's a place for these reviews for sure, and that's one of them. It's in contrast to the other ones, which also highlight slay the spire things erroneously, in my opinion. And then most of it are subjective takes. So I read them. I enjoyed a lot of stuff. My personal favorite comment from someone was slay the spire inspired, but with more twists and turns than a chiropractor can deliver. I like that. See, that to me is very personable. It's charming, and as opposed to a diatribe that tells me this person, in my opinion, doesn't like roguelike games. That's what it's screaming to me. However, there are comments to me that are cons that apply to a vast majority of games that aren't even unique to Slay the Spire, so that confuses me even more, while constantly dropping Slay the Spire in like half the comments. Like they're implying Slay the Spire half the comments. Mega Crit is amazing. I can't wait for Slay the Spire 2. However, this appears to me as a quote-unquote professionally written article or a group article where they're doing it, wanting to do it professionally, and they're representing a group. And I honestly think something like this written, in my opinion, is a little bit unprofessional. So maybe it's still a casual like hobby thing. Fair enough. I'm not a professional writer. I'm making commentary, and I don't like aspire to be a professional writer. So like for game reviews, I just I like to give my 2 cents to the developer that I didn't solicit any of this. So Daniel just sent me an email one day. Here's the Steam key. I noticed you like to play deck builders. The last time I played a deck builder was like over 6 months ago because I've been doing language learning. So that's pretty cool. The time before that was battle bans, which I still left open for them to update the game. So that's pretty cool. And because of Across the Obelisk, that's where I got a chance to play battle bands. Generosity breeds generosity, so I like to return the generosity as much as I can. It might not be the same, you know, the perspective might not be the same when your job or your professionalism, your professional career or something, maybe it's dependent on time and whatnot. But man, some of these reviews are very business oriented, and reasonably so. You write something, you put it out, you move on. Like there is one person, like I'm gonna be fair to everything, right? Like for example, let's talk about the other side of things. Hey, this is like Slay the Spire. It has neat mechanics. Here's something slightly different. 30 minutes played. Thumbs up. So it works the other way too, where you can get, in my opinion, non-constructive but emotional pieces that can be helpful to people. So if you relate and resonate with a specific reviewer, by all means, that is very appropriate. So you will find it helpful. If you don't have more than an hour to play a game, especially a roguelike, then that would be a very helpful opinion, right? And my earnest thought was I'm providing my 2 cents in my commentary on whether those things are true for me, because those are opinions. And then all the things that are true are true. You know, there are 12 characters in this game, for sure. And you unlock them by the very specific thing that they talked about. However, my like blends, my extra commitment to things is talking about the mindset and psychological expectations that may be useful to determine if you would enjoy this game or you would hate this game. And one of the determinants, ironically, in contrast to all these reviews, except one of them said, oh, it looks like, artistically, it looks like Slay the Spire on the surface, but it's not. And then most of the people agreed, and that's great. That's probably my perspective as well, where, okay, you look at this, you look at a thumbnail. In fact, I was also a person who got a video comment that was kind of criticizing me, maybe, or criticizing the developer, but WTF with the Slay the Spire clones, right? And like, my thought was, this person saw the thumbnail, saw the UI, so the UI elements can be very reminiscent, and the positioning and whatnot, the fundamentals, right, of deck building, and then saw like, oh yeah, this is Slay the Spire. The reason why I know is because the person didn't watch me play the game, nor did they saw the game's mechanics or anything like that, because I know that video has altogether have less view time than like 10% of the entire length of the video. So whatever it is they made a comment about, which is about me, who blindly, apparently emphasizing that I blindly love deck builders, and also that the developer can't be creative enough to not make a Slay the Spire clone, which effectively a debatable point. But generally speaking, if I had a 2 cents, coming into this game thinking it's Slay the Spire is incredibly double-edged. There are no permanent relics. There are elemental blocks, which are non-existent in Slay the Spire. There are some persistent core elements in this game that will ever be present and not in Slay the Spire, and will be very unfilling. One of the biggest ones is no archetype-driven choice making, no flexibility. And actually, Daniel tried to reduce the amount of cost to remove cards so that you can like trim and make it more ideal as a way to address how to like streamline your deck. Rarely have I won with a streamlined deck. So, and I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. It's that resource is too precious to try to streamline your deck. So it's non-archetypical driven, in my opinion. The unique blessings are most certainly impactful. Ordered encounters is definitely on you. We're not talking about, oh, you only have to make a 50-50 choice at most, or a 100% choice. It's not unidirectional, right? My success went up when I stopped thinking about it in a linear perspective. The whole idea is it is the map. So persistent map, the map layout doesn't change. The boss's locations don't change. So not Slay the Spire again, right? So ever persistent map. All the things that are advertised are different from Slay the Spire. Actually, Daniel actually made a comment that it was originally more like Slay the Spire, and then it was a departure, right? So elemental blocks forever, combo system, 1-2 combo system. It's always 1-2 combo system. You have to synergize with 1-2 combos. If you can fulfill the second condition as much as you can, that's where you gain your action. You have a gain of action. Incredibly important interrupt system that is predominant in the game. And I guess you can kind of interrupt things in Slay the Spire, kind of. It's very important to interrupt. So you have interrupt tech, right? No spawn cycling. So you don't have any loops or milling or multiplicative drawing. None of the scaling stuff. None of multiplicative. There are like double. You can double things at most. You can double things, like cast something twice. You can't cast something twice to cast another thing twice to cast another thing twice. It always ends at the second step. There's no stacking. There's no super stacking either. You can't like, oh, I'm just going to put 100 shield and make it persistent so the 100 shield continues. That's none of that. And then the biggest thing is like no car tiering. So all your cars will feel like weak in standalone. They're weak standalone. That's it. Like if you think you're farming and stuff and you want to farm for that bomb card, that legendary card, it doesn't exist. Not in this game. Stop looking for it. Or maybe go and play Slay the Spire. That's an alternative, right? So there are no bomb cards. The shop doesn't have bombs in the shop. Also, you use items like a madman. You most definitely use items like a madman. And the blessing and the curse system is a game breaker. As in, like, the best scaling you can possibly have in this game are the blessings. And the biggest run ender are the curses, which is advertised too. So all the things that are advertised deviate away from the principles that are set by Slay the Spire. So to say that this game, especially Daniel, he, in my opinion, and I had conversations with him a little bit, I haven't picked his brain entirely, whenever we meet, he deliberately gave me the impression and almost explicitly said that his goal was to deviate away from Slay the Spire. Regrettably, how he creates like the images, the assets, and the music, asset packs, like especially the music. I asked him about the music and sound effects. It's an asset pack, like solo developer. If you think like most solo developers are both musicians, artists, and programmers and writers all at the same time, then I hope some of those individuals will have a more grounded expectation of that stuff. It is safe to say that these things are generic, or maybe they can look like each other and whatnot, and they're going for a stylistic appearance. Fair enough. I'm an amateur digital artist, and amateur at best. I can differentiate between what looks like Slay the Spire and what looks like Elemental Exiles. However, maybe not everyone can, right? And maybe not everyone has the time to do so. Like, oh, it takes too much effort to look like clearly the direction is different or something like that. Fair enough. My concern is that when someone approaches you in good faith to aid in your professionalism, like when a developer asks one to professionally try to critique something, and your blip is a laundry list of what you expect from of a game based on another game, I personally think that is a little unprofessional. Personally, it doesn't change what I think when the vast majority of journalism these days do that. So it is a normalized practice, and fair enough. I mean, that's probably why I'm not a game journalist at this point. The hyper categorization is pretty rough. I'm not saying everyone does it, but generally hyper categorization happens to cut the fluff, to cut straight to the point. So there isn't one review comment yet that did not mention Slay the Spire. And there are not too many of them. There are only 5. So we'll see what happens next time. I'm going to continue playing this game so until I complete the game, and then I'll give my candid conclusions, which is not meant to be a review, by the way. I don't really make reviews. I play games, play and discover them, and I let the people decide what that means to them most of the time. I'm not going to, unless someone specifically asks me to do something, I will likely not do it voluntarily. No one, rarely people ever ask me for advice or anything like that, because generally when I'm streaming, I'm doing something I'm incompetent in, right? I'm a learning channel. So when learning is boring for most people, learning how to critique and observe things when it's boring because it takes a lot of time and whatnot, then yeah, it won't interest anyone. So people won't ask me for advice if I'm always constantly learning about something. Like how to review a game. How would I review a game to get clicks? Well, throw in Slay the Spire when you're reviewing this game. Instead, right, I could throw in Slay the Spire, then I could mention Monster Train, and Cross Diablos, Riftlands. What's a nuanced one? I think Library of Ruina definitely deserves a nod. Korean developer. There's one from a Russian developer. It might be Polish actually, or oh man, it could be Swedish. It's completely white. What was the name of it? Anyways, oh, Frost. Yeah, Frost. Wait, I don't remember. Oh, it's French developer, Frost. It goes way back. Unfortunately, I didn't record those things until recently. So I'm actually kind of surprised that Daniel even knew that I played deck builders. So I think that's cool. All right, so that's topical intro for today. I enjoy doing my due diligence and looking at topical things. So thank you, and I appreciate that people still write reviews. So in no way am I saying that person isn't entitled to their opinions and their reviews. I think there's a place, without people differing in their approaches and whatnot, you can't really grow from doing these things, right? So, all right, maybe we'll have something topical for next time or tomorrow. Okay, so we have completed yesterday on Elemental Exiles. Bob finally got his early retirement. Bob is an overworked reaper. He had to claim 3 souls in one day, and he thought maybe he should approach Fred. And since he's like part of the underworld per se, and Fred's like, nah, we don't touch that. So Bob took poor Fred's soul, and then were rewarded with an early retirement. So Bob was able to successfully retire. Actually, I'm gonna try one thing inspired off of that review that someone written, and I'm gonna change this to easy, and I'm going to see how much scaled down the enemy's health and attack was. So who is gonna be our lucky new character to test this? Let's see. I'm not going up though. I'm not like one of those hardcore gamers where brutal punishment and all that stuff. However, obviously the game has been a little bit too easy or something, because Daniel added a very hard as requested. So clearly it's not about difficulty from the masses. Let's see. Let's do... what's his name? Max. Yeah, let's do Max. So, Undead Abomination. It's not easy living as an undead skeleton creature, I can imagine. Max was created by the necromancer Yarius, who used him as an experimental lab rat for decades. Oh, rip. That's kind of dark. Max eventually managed to escape and begin the process of healing from the various horrors he was subjected to. But he still wants revenge. Being immortal isn't all it cracked up to be, especially when most people view you as some sort of abomination. So when Max learns the location of Khan, one of his creator's old minions, he set out to confront him. Are you just here to point and laugh? Interesting. So let's see what this is. It has a health thing. Heals 2 HP at the start of every battle. Oh, interesting. Huh. Alright. What do you have? We're probably gonna take Cleave. Oh, it's only 6 uses though. We're still probably gonna take Cleave. Oh, we can take the gold as well. Well, let's just take the gold. Max is sufficiently supplied. All right. I guess we can keep track of how long our runs are. There's no like history. Oh, maybe there is a history. No. I like a lot of times you would have like a history list to keep track of all your runs. Right. Oh no, we bumped into an elemental right away. Okay. They're just shielding. I think it's like 20% scale down in HP. The counterattacks are too small, so they didn't get reduced like 1. They have been 2. So we'll see. It might be percentage based. It might be like flat rate. It's hard to tell off the first one. All that to avoid 2 damage. If you're... Oh, is he actually a blocker? Yeah, he might actually be a blocker. We might do... His blessing is kind of lukewarm, but I don't necessarily think the game will be too angry. Okay. Okay. Actually, we can sacrifice 2 HP most of the time. And he has low HP. Balance flame is pretty good. I guess we're going neutral, probably. Yeah. I kind of want to unlock a direct path to that store by going through this encounter. But let's see where else we can go first. Oh, we have to go. Yeah, we have to go through. Oh, this guy is pretty blocked off. Okay, there's one. We can unlock all the paths to the 1 stars through the 1 stars. So let's go through here. Nature's Bounty. Here's one of the few rare ones where you can double something. Yeah, I'll take it for a rainy day. Very, very useful. Yeah, we're just gonna take a direct path, so our danger tracker doesn't go up too much. So far, yeah, easy. It might be percentage based. Yeah, it might be percentage based. How much is this gonna... 13. That's fine. We'll have... Oh, ooh, I forgot about my dark alignment. We're only gonna take 1 damage from this guy, so we're not gonna take whatever. This is lingering poison? No. So it's fine. I still want to push some damage. That's why I use the vulnerability. Yeah, that's fine. And he has animated death, so it's all good. Yeah, I'm gonna make this guy less annoying for the time being. Okay. 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 I'm guessing the scaling is going to be most felt on like bosses and stuff. Let's use this. Yep, not a problem. He can take chip damage because of his blessing. Let's see. Tenacity? Nah. Yeah. Steep barrage is fine. I feel like I have a mix, right? I have a mix, so we're gonna stay neutral. We'll try to stay neutral on light and dark. Let's just take a gander at the store. Not here to buy anything at the moment. There's 2 direct damage pots though. We can take those early. Brutal Resolve is kinda nice for interrupt. And it's very cheap. I'm gonna probably take these 2 pots early on. Direct damage is very, very valuable in the beginning, especially when you want to interrupt. It can save you some hit points. Interesting. Honestly, yeah. Fair enough. So we need to break into. We have to at least clear the path to the Demon Lord, to Fred. So we're gonna go this way no matter what. Okay. Okay. Can I bop you? Yes, I can bop you. Oh yeah, these guys are... I guess I could have applied vulnerability, but that's fine. Yeah, these guys are very, very weak. Alright, we're gonna take probably follow-up. Yeah, it's gonna end up being follow-up. That does push us, yeah. I don't think we're gonna do defense because of the scale down. Oh, that takes me through Milo as well. We could go down here and have only one. Yeah, very, very closed off right now. We can break up there too. We'll have to go through a 2 to get to that store. It would unlock so many sorts. Oh, but we can go through here. So let's open up some more paths here. Probably this one. Okay. Alright, buddy. No hard feelings. Oops. That's a misplay. That's fine. Oh, he might have also scaled down. Maybe scale down the encounters too. It says only life and damage is what's scaled down. We are probably gonna take. Yeah, we are probably gonna take Kindling Wind, and since we have nature. Sea Barrage into Kindling Wind is going to be... And now we're on the dark side. So we're more leaning onto the dark side now. Do I want to open down here? We're blocked by 2. We can access this through 1. And we want to have access to 1-star bosses. For rewards. Okay. So, okay. I need more vulnerability sources. Oh, right. That's counter. I wasn't paying attention. I totally wasn't paying attention. That's my bad. It's fine. We'll recover from it because of his blessing. First card, and it just applies weakness right away. That's kind of useful. We'll take it. Okay. So we unlock that. We're gonna go north regardless. Let's get through here. Alright. Not as open. His setup is definitely not as open. No counters. Not enough as well. Maybe we can draw into something. Nope. We're gonna apply weakness to this guy. Trying to see if I can block while applying the vulnerability. Nope. It's not worth attacking. Just wait for next turn. Okay. Okay. Alright. We're on the dark side. We're on the dark side now, so Spiteful Scales pretty good. Oh, dang it. We'll just skip for like money. It's fine. Oops. I think we're going to break through here to get to there. Now. Yes, now. This is fire, right? This guy is fire. Who's more? This guy got peeps. This guy might have peeps. I'll go with Graham. Nothing personal, Graham. I'm not food. Okay. This guy gets stronger, right? Okay. 15. There's our weakness. And we have water block, so it's not a big deal. Weakness and water block, regardless. And then we can interrupt. Yeah, because interrupt's OP. Actually, we're pretty much going to give this guy right now. Oh wait, vulnerability is not up. Never mind. Yeah. Yeah. The bosses have very, very low HP. Yeah, that was 2 turns, right? 2 turns. 2-turn boss. Apply. What is? Oh, that's lingering vulnerability. Do we need AoE for Mr. Do we need AoE for Maxi Poo? I could see getting double damage for flamethrower. It's not really that big a deal right now. I kind of remember they changed. Maybe he changed something about this. I thought there might have been patch notes about flamethrower. Maybe not. Flamethrower. I can kind of see that stacking up with Savage Scorch. We'll take a flamethrower. Yep, and then we get more stuff. So I used a pot because the other pod's probably gonna be pretty decent. So now we're in two-star territory. We're in danger level 2. Lose. What is this? Blessing of Dark alignment for 8. That's actually quite okay. Because we're already dark alignment. I'm willing to sacrifice 16 HP for that. Yeah. We have consumables, so not too bad. Okay, where are we going with this? No way to defend unless I defend right away. Sure. That's fine. I wanted to like gib one of them, but this adds to discard pile. A little problematic. We won't have to burn ourselves if we don't need to. Dark. Okay. Okay. Yeah, even for Danger 2, this is really weak. Like, they are really weak. Very weak. In fact, I don't even know I'm going to be using consumables. Okay. I don't want to... Greedy Grasp. Since we're going dark. Yeah. I think we're going to do Greedy Grasp. So, do we want to take this guy out? We don't know where the second boss is, so we gotta take this guy out. And we're pretty healthy, and we have dark alignment. Do it. Your childhood bully. Oh, interesting. Childhood bully. As you stand face to face with Hone, you're reminded of how he kept you in such a state of fear for all those years. His bulky form towers over you, which admittedly isn't that hard. Tell me where I can find Yarius. He tips his ugly head back and lets out a thunderous laugh. Oh, do you miss your owner? You struggle to hold in the rage you're feeling as hundreds of past insults rush through your mind. He might have created me, but he doesn't own me. Whatever you say, Mutt. I ditched Yarius years ago on my way to bigger and better things, though I could probably find a place for you with my new organization, after I remind you who's in charge, of course. Phone starts to advance towards you menacingly. Time to show your old bully who's boss. You weren't strong enough to take him on in the past. Ready now. Taking down bullies. Boy, that's a deep cut. Okay. Let's not get out of hand right now. Okay. We got our vulnerability up. There's our seed. So that's fine. Let's take out our bully first. Okay. Vulnerable. You got a defense up anyways, buddy. You're cursed. Good talk. Okay. Yeah, they're super weak. Like really really weak. Dazzling elemental. I kind of like elemental shield where we're going, right? We gotta replace our other elemental shield at some point. Oh, strength pot. You wound me so. Alright, we'll skip. I always take the gold then. Revisiting a friend. Cone underestimated you. foolishly thinking you hadn't grown stronger during your recent years of freedom. A pity he wasn't of any help with your search, though you're happy you got the chance to settle old scores. You decide the next lead to follow should probably be Narath, a lich sorcerer who collaborated with your creator during some of his more morally questionable experiments. It's unlikely that the pair would still be working together after all these years, but there's a good chance Narath will at least know where your creator's latest lab can be found. It isn't much, but it's your best hope of finding Yarius. Alright. Let's check out this door. Ooh. Even spicier direct damage. Ooh. I like this. We can use this later to bolster our farming. Our quick farming. So we're going down there. Okay, so we have to clear anyways. So let's clear this way. Oh no. Oh, elemental. Run for the hills! Okay, let's see. 6 damage. Flamethrower. Let's go. Alright. 9. Oh. Okay. We don't have a guard. Let's see if we can find a guard. Okay. We're just gonna pitch this. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Get out of my face. Wow, even 2-star scaling. Oh, they got really, these guys got really nerfed. Like, their health pool is pretty tiny. No, nah. We're skipping. Nah. No, let's go over here. Ooh, Pyro. Pyro is pretty good. Elemental block. Oh my. Thank you. I almost feel like we should just run to the second boss. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, not enough. We have too many battles to get to the second boss, so we might as well just start clearing now. The blessing is really good. We have double stacked blessings. It's just less than 1 block. Okay. Okay. Good talk, my friend. Oh yeah, easy is. Dang it. Okay. Yeah, we're just gonna absorb these damage. It doesn't matter. Life currency. Okay. Blitz? Yeah, sure. I'll take it. Let's get down. Gotta clear. Oh, more elementals. Okay. We got 2 LEs, 2 elementals. It's good enough. Yeah, that's good enough. Okay. We got 3 LEs. Actually, I can probably finish both of them. No. Just kidding. Alright, we'll just throw this out. In case. Okay. So what, we have 2 burns. We have 2 burns in our deck right now. That's fine. Supernova? Supernova, probably. I can see myself hitting Supernova. Okay. And then at least we're clearing this with a bonus. So let's clear Brook. Our bonus here. Our blessing. Blessing OP. Wow. Yeah, it's like 20%. Like, the boss's life is like either 15 or 20% lower. Like, this boss has less HP than you. Of course, the second star boss is likely to have more HP than you, but holy heck. Let's absorb the fire. Okay. We're gonna ignore this guy. Actually, not enough attack in hand. And only 1 elemental. And it's fire. That kind of sucks. I guess we're applying weakness. Getting the 2. Oh no, it's not fire. Just kidding. Can't do anything about this. Or can we? No, we can't. Wait. Oh, we can. Yeah, we might as well use this. Sorry, Brooke. Nice. I could have finished it off, but I'm gonna save the grasp. Beep. All right. We're getting net positive healing, so that's actually next attack card. Yeah. Wow, we got spirit fuel. Okay, sure. We're gonna take strength instead of vulnerability is good though. I think arguably vulnerability might be. Let's do strength first. Maybe we'll get another vulnerability item later down the road. Yeah, we're gonna keep going. We only have one more turn with the extra energy. Can I take you out? No, I can't. So let's take out this guy. Son of a bee sting. Can I get a 2 attack? No. Alright, we're gonna place weakness on this guy. Because he's already shielded, so he's more likely to attack. Yeah, both of them are more likely to attack. Take damage for strength. Give me that strength. Oh, I ran out of energy. Awkward. This guy's gonna attack next. Oh, okay. That's fine. Death. Get out of my face. Okay. Supernova. Death. Get out of my face. Oh no, he doesn't have vulnerability anymore. That's fine. It's one-off lethal. Sure. Yeah, Supernova is good. Good pickup. It's actually a scaling card. Sort of. Brutal. Ooh, Brutal Resolve. Brutal Resolve into Supernova. Wait. If I had 6 though, I would need an energy source for it to work. But Brutal Resolve in general is pretty. Let's take it. Strength. More strength pots. Alright. Alright, fair enough. So I could go and womp this guy. Because I am very powerful right now. And I still have the alignment thing. Ooh, Fiery Slice. Don't mind if I do. Scourge is kind of harder to play, but not too bad. Yeah, yeah. Oh, wait. We have Fuel as well. Ooh, Fuel and Warming Ritual. Wow. Ah, you tempt me so. I think this is going to be more consistent. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. So let's see if we can grab... We're not going to grab additional blessings. We don't need additional. Let's just take this guy out. Okay. Another familiar thing. Soup here. Another familiar face. Although it's been many years since you've seen Narath, his ghoulish form has not aged a single day. Max, I've heard you escaped, so I never thought I'd see your bones again. He seems genuinely happy to see you. Where's Yarius? I'm going to make him pay for what he did to me. Although Narath's eyes soften slightly, you see him reach for his weapon. I'm sorry, Max, but Yarius and I still have so much to create together. I understand why you choose to leave, but returning like this was a mistake. Any semblance of friendliness soon leaves Narath's freakish features. I'm sorry to do this, but Yarius will find it much easier to focus on our research once he has you back. You brace yourself as Narath advances toward. Okie dokie. Hold. Oh no, he's protected. It's fine. Yeah. Same amount of damage. I was gonna use this to stop him from hitting me, but I think it's okay. Even then. Nah, it's not okay. Wait, nah, I'm not that greedy. That's fine. You can have it. Oh, maybe not. That was a little greedy. Perhaps that was a little bit too greedy. Okay, this is a little bit better. A little better time. Okay. You healed yourself. Cute. Oh, what is this hand? Okay, fine. Oh, wait. Okay. Now I bop you in the face. No vulnerability. If he was vulnerable, he would get hit for like 100 damage. So, you know, you get what you get. Yep. The bosses are have so low HP. You just blitz them over. Flammable. I can kind of see myself landing a flammable. Oh, I have too many utility. I have too many utility cards, but not enough damage. So I think we're just gonna take damage. Too much utility. This is a counter, right? Yeah. A little bit goes a long way. A fallen friend. While Narath may have treated you well enough during your times under Yarius's control, his true loyalty was always to his own research. It was wishful thinking to believe he would betray Yarius if the two were still working together. You're closer than you were, though. A quick search through Narath's lab reveals regular correspondence with your old creator, as well as his current location. You set out to confront him. Where is he? Oh. Well now. I guess we go up through all those. And it lines up pretty well. So we need to clear what? A 1-star? Let's clear the 1-star. Oh, and we can uncover this. Nice. What do you have? Pay random? Yeah, sure. You can have it. Spark, that's fine. Yeah, let's clear to this guy first. Oh, I have no more bonuses. That's fine. Elementals again. Save me. Okay. Not enough. You know what? 6. I don't want to take a damage. Heck you. This is first damage, that's fine. It only reduces by 1. Because I want to defend first. Get out of my face. Alright, so this guy has a blessing as well. Yikes! Alright, I guess we're just gonna pass. Interesting. How much does that boost you? Up to 8? That's fine. Okay. Getting rid of wounds. Wound management right now. We're in wound management. Okay. That's double. I don't like that. Alright. Fair enough. I guess get more cancel out the lightness for now. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I do like the little like sparkly thing that He did add to indicate that something is being triggered. Okay. We netted 6 HP. Plus 2, actually. 8 HP. Hail? I think we can... how much uses do our greedy grass have? We have plenty of... Although... having another one isn't that bad. Let's look at one more. Alright, so... let's keep clearing. We gotta clear down here towards this store. So we have to clear this guy. Let's do it. Oh, it's that. Oh, that's where Thaurin starts. Okay. Your interruption is obstructing the grand pursuit of knowledge. Alright, my friend. What do you do? I kind of want to just bop you in the face. Like, one turn bop everyone in the face. Are we scared of these guys or him? This guy's... no, no one's buffing. So okay. Ooh, supernova. Ah, but no, not a lot of... okay. Still 14 damage. No attack card in hand though. Not good enough. Okay, that's fine. What is this? Vulnerable? Ooh, that's bad. It's okay though. That sucks. Can I get another fire? Dang it. Good weakness. Nice. I'll take the weakness. Five damage. Fine. We gotta push for damages. We can increase the weakness. I do want it. Well, yeah, let's just do that. Can I get one attack? Nope. Unluck. Unluck. Because vulnerable. Okay. Oh, that's not too bad. Okay. Good talk. I could have applied weakness there. Did decide not to. Let's see, can I get something else? Alright. Oh, wait. Nice. Goodbye. Alright. Greedy Grasp into a dark alignment is very, very powerful. Oh, Blazing Assault? Yeah, we're probably gonna take Blazing Assault. It can come in clutch. Counter. Actually, just straight up block. Straight up block. Gotta clear down here. Ooh. Yeah, let's just get a random card. That works. Sure. So far, pretty good. I think we could just go straight to the boss without doing, like, the boss farming. Dang it. I only have, Oh, wait. Wait. Hold. Yeet? Yeet? That's a skill! Cannot compute. That was my bad. It's a skill. Alright. See, we can reduce the damage that will deal to us. Water block is not as great because of nature damage. Oh, stop it. That's not good. I guess I could have cleansed and then not have to deal with that. More weakness, more poison. Ooh, poison is kicking my butt. I don't really want to give up that. Okay, fine. You win. Dang it, I screwed up. I didn't calculate my my order I didn't calculate my energy for the order that I wanted. It's fine. I guess. It's not really fine. Just checking. Oh, that makes it 12. Oh, you guys are mean. Oh, you guys are so mean. Can I get a block, please? Nice. Oh, that poison ripped through my health. Holy heck. I got punished for being greedy. Next nature. Ooh. Honestly, I could see myself using an avalanche. Dang. This guy gets so many utility cards. What the heck? Yeah. It's clear to... Am I worried? Am I worried about... Should I play it safe? Go back to here. And... How much does this recover? 21? Alright. Fair enough. Let's be a little bit safe. Okay. That kind of sucks. I don't know what that buff is gonna do. Guess we're gonna debuff the guy that we're not gonna attack. Okay, yeah, it's a strength. Yeah, we're gonna... Oh, that guy's not even attacking. Okay. I have a feeling that's a debuff. That's a vulnerability debuff. So let's just, Oh, wait. I didn't realize I could take him out. Yeah, they have so little HP. Yeah, that's a vulnerability debuff. Oh, we can't play these. What to do? We can't apply weakness because it won't deal... Oh, wait. This is just first card played. 6? Ah, not enough. What is that? Lingering vulnerability? It's kind of annoying. Okay. Oh, it's 15. Yeah. We're just gonna absorb this. Oh, that also stacks with vulnerability. The vulnerability makes it stronger. I mean, like, makes you take more damage. Okay, good to know. Let's try to scry into other things that we want to discard. No, we couldn't find the lingering. We didn't redraw yet. Alright. Vortex. Vortex is pretty good. Ooh. Combustion, though. I'm gonna take combustion. We need a vulnerability pot. If we can find one. Nope. No vulnerability pot. Wow. These are good blessings. Let's pick up this. Pretty cheap. Yeah. Okay. Where are we at on our doom tracker? Our danger tracker is pretty modest right now. Let's do these two. Let's be greedy. And then we're about to enter the roulette phase, where we gamble on narrative things. Oh no. Well. Oh, fire. Nice. Fire block. Profit. Oh. I guess this guy will end up life stealing, right? That's okay. Oh, wait. Just exactly. Oh, it rounds down. Right. Oh, that's so awkward. Oh, can I hit you for... Yes, I can. If I had enough energy. Oh, I do. Good news for that energy pot. So let's do it that way. Okay. I was thinking I could take this guy out, but no dice. Ooh. Don't mind if I do. Got rid of the lingering vulnerability. Okay. Mind reader is okay. Yeah. Regen. Let's go. No concerns whatsoever right now. We can take one out right away. What is that? 9? That's fine. I prefer to push damage. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Give me that. Oh yeah. You can get rid of burn. Profit. Give me the other ones too. Nice. Okay. Good talk. Target loses. Sunder is great. We're going to take Sundering. Yeah, Sundering is great. We're almost at the cap. What else can we... Oh, we need to... No. That's just a 1-star. Is there anything else we can unlock? Here, we can unlock one thing. 2 things. Alright. This is our last, like, encounter before we do gambling. We're gonna go gambling now. Gambo. Let's see. That's 8. 8 plus 12. Get out of my face. I even forgot that it doesn't discard your hand. I was thinking it did discard my hand. Supernova. So used to things discarding from hand. Ooh. Although we can't really... That's not very helpful. Oh, the nature block is good though. Can I get like the rest of the wounds? No. Does this go into my discard pile? It does. Yeah. This guy can't do anything against the nature block anyway. Aww. I was hoping, do I not have any more wounds in my deck? Huh. Frost shield? Oh no, we're fine. So much cash. Oh yeah, I have no wounds in my deck. Alright. Oh, or aka debuffs. Okay. So we reached 4 skulls, right? Now we're doing, except for this one, now we're gonna farm narrative encounters. We have a lot of cash, so narrative encounters can be useful. So let's go here. Let's start here. Alright, Max, how lucky are you? Investigate. Ooh. Maybe I should have bought blessings first. YOLO. Okay. That's fine. Or maybe it's not. For each fire played. This is sufficient. Oh, that's annoying. I don't feel like you're going to attack. Oh, you heckin' healing. Yep. Avalanche. That's only 2 damage. No blessings. Oh, not enough. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. I know. Oh, wait. Ah, really? Fine. fine. One off. Okay, so we gotta make sure we don't accidentally like fork ourselves here. They're gonna power up, right? Yeah, they're really weak. Hecka weak. Wait. Oh, it's the next fire card. Whoopsie daisy. Oh, you butthead. You butthead. No, that's not great. That's not great. We're in trouble now. Oh. Well now. I regret everything. 15. Heckin' weakness. Okay. Problematic. Oh, we're just gonna take. Oh, wait. Nope. Yeah, we're just gonna take whatever damage that is. It's quite a lot. Oh, wait. It's not fire. Oh, no. I did it again. I miss playing so hard. Ow. I regret everything. Well, be golly. Yeah, I can't even play that. Be golly. Oh, vulnerable into 2 damage. Boy, this battle has gone way too far. Oh, right. It works. Sort of. Now. I've lost so much HP from this one battle. Yeah, sure. I'm gonna just take even more damage. Why not? Come on. Oh, this is probably the biggest misstep so far. Okay. Should have cleansed the weakness in the beginning. Let's see. Oh, spark shower, sure. I need more vulnerability sources. Okay, so let's roulette with blessings on, you know? Let's see, that's at most is what? Oh no, but we can do boss farming too. Maybe we won't do the blessing thing. There is a vampiric thing that we can take. So vampiric is pretty good. So let's heal. Take a vampiric. Where's the vampiric thing? The vampiric blessing is gonna be great. Yeah, this one. Okay. And then now let's continue narrative counter farming. Okay. Challenges. Alright. For more blessings. What do? What do? I'll put a weakness on this guy. I don't remember what he does. Weakness, of course he does weakness. What is this hand? Can I get an attack? Oh, okay. Well, I guess we can strength up. Are you gonna give yourself strength or something? Okay. Okay. We have sustain. It's no biggie. Might as well use that, right? That's fine. Debuffs. Debuffs. We'll get him. Plenty of time. skills? That might come in handy. What do we get? Water damage increases by 1. I mean, I'll take whatever. Oh, they do count the battles. Ah, I was hoping it didn't. Okay. It's fine, I suppose. We're gonna buy weakness that one guy. Splinter. Fine. Oh, you butthead. 1 extra damage. Ah. Such a butthead. Son of a... I really thought I was gonna get that. Just gonna take this. Heckin' poison. Okay. I'll take it. What else we have? More nature. Oh, this is all nature. Yeah, all nature. Well, that kind of sucks. What is these? Splinter? These are splinters. No way around it. What is that? 3, 9. That's not enough. Best I can do is to weaken this and then get 2 splinters. Counter OP. I guess we're gonna take in some nature. Major vulnerability. Ooh, there's the ticket. That is the ticket right there. Mm-hmm. Alright, let's do some more rouletting. Alright, folks. No whammies, no whammies. Consuming darkness. I will take it. I will take this. Thank you. Alright. Let's do this one. Oh, wait. I should be attacking the bosses now. I've been doing this in the wrong order. Yeah, I'm willing to sacrifice. I should be doing this in the reverse order. I keep forgetting. I can do a boss now. Do I have to do a boss? Not really. Yeah, let's clear up to this guy. I have to do these. I should have waited. I'm doing them in reverse. I typically. Water costs less? Sure. Yeah, now I'm like primed to be taking out bosses. So you know what? Let's go do that. Be nature. You know what didn't turn out very great? Avalanche. Actually, get rid of that. Okay. Yeah, let's take out the boss. Okay. That's fire. I don't want to get involved with that. I can remove these. Oh, elemental. Awkward. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's fine. No, of course it's a strength buff. That deals so much damage. Yeah, it just burns me right away. Like, dude. So heckin' OP. Alright. We're fine. Stoke? Stoke. Destroy persistent chill. I think persistent chill is on its way out. Actually, I can give up War Jet. That's kind of okay. The hecking goat. Shoo it away. Joy. The hecking goat. Got goated. Yeah, narrative encounters are random. because I specifically try to remember the goat part. So one of the reviewers, I still reinforce it. The bosses, the bosses and store positions don't change, but unlike that reviewer that said encounter nodes and narrative encounters stay the same, they don't. You don't stay the same. I was like kind of apprehensive at first about saying that, but I'm pretty confident now. You know what? We're just not gonna farm bosses, right? I mean, we don't need to farm 1-star bosses at all. So let's just go in. But it's just 1 combat, 2 combat. We're gonna end up losing. Maybe not. Yeah. So let's do the rest of the encounters. See if we get lucky. Ugh. Okay. Also, we're gonna buy the blessings now. And we're just gonna run straight into the boss. Like all the bosses. Don't even need to fight. Like, we don't even need to fight. That's how crazy blessings are, in my opinion. You're thinking like, oh yeah, blessings, not, you know, there's no point. Oh, this just stacks with that, so we don't need to buy that. And I only have 1 item, so we could buy another item as well. Easy is way too scaled down. Yeah. Oh, we can ensure that that carries over. Oh, all 3. We already have these 2. So let's just wait on. We can try to recover with this item during the boss fight. And how much money we have left? So I have enough to pick up a replacement. So let's go and check out this boss. Look at that amount of blessings is absurd. Alright, the gates of hell. So, my little wayward creation has come crawling back. For a second, your old instincts almost make you cower. But you're no longer the scared, newly risen undead he created all those years ago. A creation in existence I never wanted, and one it's time it's time for you to pay for it. And one it's time for you to pay for it. Ugh. As you ready your sword, Yarius glances over at you dismissively. Don't be stupid. Don't you realize that if I die, the magic animating you will start to fade? Oh. Your bony face tilts up in an uncommon smile. Oh, he finally gets his rest. An end to this immortality of suffering? This just gets better and better. He raises her. Oh, that's kind of really sharp. So I'm like, whoa, hello there, pets. Hello. Next attack, it's twice, or it costs less 2 energy. Wait. Oh, can I give you? No, I can't give you. It's fine though. It's pretty close. It's based on number of attacks, right? Oh, no, wait. Just kidding. 75% damage reduction. Just kidding. Oh, wait. Oh, that's the next attack, actually. Oh, no, it's fine. It's fine. I don't have to worry. I didn't misplay. No, I'm just kidding. Let's see. Can I take you out? Probably not. Dang it, I misplayed. Okay. I really need to keep my attention to this. Actually, we might as well use this. This is gonna be a bit long. Next fire blade twice. Actually... Oh, I can... Oh, yes. Let me get rid of these things. Dang it. Don't summon two. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. That was weird. It's fine. I get to keep my Oh, right. He gets protection. Uh-oh. Mistakes were made. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Got rid of a bunch of Alright. I managed to get rid of a bunch of like debuffs. Wounds. I keep saying debuff. Wounds. Wounds. Water block? Nah. Nature block? Nah. Nah. Ooh. Sure. A creator overcome. You have finally defeated your creator, and although you've never felt stronger, you can also feel yourself begin to fade. You now know that your days are thankfully numbered. Why not do some good with the time you have left? Based on the notes scattered around, Yarius was contracted by the Demon Lord to create these undead soldiers. You set out to make your last deed in this world a worthwhile one. What the heck, Fred? Alright. Let's go take this guy out. Alright. He's protected. Okay. I cannot take both of them out. I can bleed. Okay. Okay. Good talk. Good talk, Pop. Imagine boss having less HP than you. No, I think we're okay. Actually, probably guaranteeing the dark is gonna be useful. And then let's clear this. Hungry? Ooh. This is a pretty good one, so let's see what... Got me anything? Not bad? Minor blessing of protection. Alright. So we got Fred. I don't think we need to do any more encounters. What other blessings do we have? Oh, can we get any new blessing? No, that's already still running. That's still running. So I guess we're gonna buy pots now. Yeah, you don't even need to do everything else on easy. Not even, we can buy this pod for the damage. Okay. So there's 1 for damage. 20 is a lot if it's vulnerable. I don't know if items are flat or modified. My guess is the items are also modified. You don't need to streamline your... I don't need to streamline my... Oh. Okay. Yeah, we'll buy this. I can streamline my deck. There are no other... Wow, the least amount of stores as well. Hold up. Gotta look at items. Your next skill happens twice? Oh, that's kind of nice. Yeah, let's just go for it. Alright, Fred. A new enemy. Ooh, well, what are you? That wasn't the reaction you expected, and it's also a somewhat tricky question to answer since you're pretty sure your various bones came from a variety of sources. Haven't you ever seen an undead creature before? I have, but usually they're more normal. Are you part dog? Sorry, you caught me a bit off guard here. Admittedly, he's not what you expected, but he came here to do some good, and that means that this demon lord is in for a fight. I'm the last undead slave you'll ever meet. He cocks his head and frowns. Undead slave. This doesn't sound very HR friendly. I really should have read the fine print of that contract. Enough of this. Even if you die defeating this monster, it will be worth. Alright. Alright, Fred. Oh, I have no nature. Boink. Hold on to this for me. Let's see if it does. Yep. Even bombs have direct damage. Oh, and it counts as elemental. Oh, yeah. Okay. Like, look at this. Like, usually Fred has, what, 320 life, I think? He already lost half his HP. Like, the dude already lost half its HP. I guess I can get rid of this, too. Okay. Oh. Unless this happens. Wait, hold up. I want that weakness. I don't need the defense. And then I still have a next fire. I need to draw into a fire. Oh, this is a skill. Okay. Ooh. Oh, whoops. Whoops, that was the fire card I needed. Oh, I lost 10 damage there. It might actually be 15 damage. Okay. Next skill, right? How do I penetrate you? I know how that sounds. Don't at me. We have to do it probably this way because of elemental. For each skill in hand? No, I don't have it. That's not good enough. Vulnerable? That's fine. Yeah, like Fred died. Fred died in 3 turns. There's 1 extra turn, really. Yeah, so, no. Easy is not it. That's not the problem. Sorry to say, but it's probably a skill issue. How can I kill you? 20... Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, that's not how that works. That's fine. Alright. Yeah, it was a walk in the park. So maybe easy a little... Maybe it's useful for Fred. Because Fred starts in danger level 2, but easy is too low. It's way too low. Alright. Would even get that decent... Not very decent cards either. Yep. We did it! And then this is the only run we have time for. So what? The run time was 2 hours? It could be shorter. You could just run towards the moment you get blessings like stacked. You could run for the boss. So it's not too bad. So whatever it is, you could always default to easy to get like a near no consequence. Really, you're not even close to danger. Oh, it got to the point where I didn't do half the things I did in normal. So I was just impatient. Could be much stronger. A normal life. Who would have thought an undead slave could defeat one of the world's greatest evils? Was he though? Plus, the defeat of your childhood bully, an immortal lich, and your own sadistic creator. You've had quite an eventful journey to reach this point, but now you want to spend most of your remaining days in peace. Maybe you'll even take up a hobby. What about that fetch game dogs play? You suspect some of your bones were originally canine. No. That's kind of a bittersweet ending to Max, but... Oh, we did it! Alright, we're just gonna switch this back to normal. For the time being. If anything, we can always switch it back to easy for future to clear something. I think Fred, I'll probably do on easy. We'll give Fred a couple tries because, like next time when we play all the characters, we still got what 3 characters left. to try out. Yeah, 3 characters left to try out. Yeah, by no means. Easy is at some point I'm like, I don't know why I'm buying this. You don't really need it. Alright, folks. Well, I spent an hour addressing like some of the stuff. Obviously, if you don't play this, in my opinion, if you don't play this like Slay the Spire, then you're good to go, more or less. And easy is easy, in my opinion. It's really, really easy. So I can definitely relate to. I can see why some people request a very hard mode for the game. And just to keep in mind, difficulty only scales enemies' health and damage. So, it looked like it was. Let me do some calculations. I'm pretty sure Fred's HP was 320 or something, right? So I saw that it was like 270. So I don't know the exact numbers. Yeah, it was cut by 15%. So enemy health was cut by 15%. I don't know about the damage. The damage looked maybe like 15% as well, maybe 20. Because Fred used to hit like a lot of the bosses do like 20s damage, and they were hitting like 10s and whatnot. So the bigger scaled up the boss is, the more likely you feel the difficulty. My other 2 runs, for example, they kind of ran a little bit longer. Like, yep, there was one time, even in my I guess this person's like my 3rd, Freya, I was able to almost singly gib the 3rd boss by dealing 160 damage in 1 turn. So no, I disagree very prominently. In fact, if you're constantly looking for double taps here and there, and blessings, the longer you can greed on blessings, the more power trip you're gonna have. And sometimes, yeah, you can get unlucky and all the blessings are terrible, but generally the blessings are not. And that time I only had 3 stores. So, and I had a whole stack of blessings on the right hand side. And you were nowhere in danger. I think the one time I was in danger was because I misplayed. I got really greedy. In Slay the Spire, in my opinion, you don't get greedy. Like, Slay the Spire, yeah, you can try to save your health and whatnot, but generally speaking, when you make excellent choices, they stay permanent, so you keep gaining momentum. But here, if you greed as long as possible, you increase your odds. So with every step closer to greeding, you'll destroy the last one. It's to the point where that might be not as fun. Like, what I mean is, the way I'm approaching the game, it makes the last couple like usually the second, third, and fourth boss, not really part of the game, perhaps. I don't know. However, that's how, we haven't done like a build where you turtle up or something. Like, a character that turtles up and blocks and whatnot. Like, if there's any blessing so far that isn't like a round helper, it would be Max's. But because Max constantly restores HP, over the run, it's offset by that, right? Brooke is the only one that I played so far that has the defensive blessing. However, because of this defensive blessing, you can actually deal damage equivalent to it, so I haven't tried to do that yet. Or even double it, actually. And Broke was the first one that I played, so I wasn't aware of the map and what to do at the moment. But this approach is probably going to take you a long ways. And the nice thing about, in my opinion, this approach is you get the flexibility of building around and planning ahead. Right, the way I'm playing the game. And you can choose to fight as many as you want, or take the gamble. So really, nothing like Slay the Spire. Even the idea of walking back and forth and deciding whenever you need to purchase something, no. You don't get to do that in STS. Alright. Okay. Do we unlock any more cards? 182. We're missing 18. We did pick up like 4. Maybe 4 new cards or something. Oh there, Affeyes. Just came back from the gym. How was your gym session? Alright, that's a wrap for today. We'll do another character tomorrow. I think we'll try it on normal. And if we don't get it, we'll do a quicker run on easy, right? Maybe that's how we want to do it. I don't want to be lingering too long on trying to complete the characters. We'll see. We'll see. I think we're going to continue on normal until we complete all the, use all the characters once. And then we'll decide if we want to do easy or not. Because I want to experience the rest of the game. Or read the rest of the stories and whatnot. And as opposed to delving into mechanical stuff. Easy is kind of a fun power trip though. Okay. Alright, well that's a wrap. Thanks for watching for this run. I'll be back tomorrow with Elemental Exiles. Did I say evils? Sometimes I say Elemental Evils because of Neverwinter, but Elemental Exiles. And we're gonna switch gears now. Thanks for watching. If you're gonna watch this later, I hope you enjoy. Give the game a shot if you want something different with deck building. I think ultimately this feels... I almost say this feels closer to Gordon's Quest. Gordon's Quest, as opposed to like a hybrid of 2 of Gordon's Quest things. Like a hybrid between their realm mode and their adventure mode put together. As opposed to anything from Slay the Spire. And yes, Gordon's Quest also has that line art 2D Western fantasy look. So anyways. Alright, until tomorrow.